Hiya, kids and cadets. Welcome back to Tommy Time. Thanks for coming out. Hope you're doing well today. We're going to look at this Troy-Bilt. This came in a week ago. I've been so swamped I haven't been able to do a video for you on this. This was in a group of 2 for $40, and he had a Turo bag. I gave him 5 for the bag. This is my neighborhood scrapper. He had been on vacation for 3 weeks. He came back and found 2 right away. The other's a Troy-Bilt as well, I think, with a quantum on it. So I just grabbed this one. We got to figure out what the deal is. Oh, I see a wasp just went under Mr. Cluck's tail. So I hope there's no wasp nests in there. So another shout out to Ian for having me check out the keyway on this one. This one was the snake bite, and the snake bites looking better day by day. So I put a new keyway on it. It sheared it right in half. I was able to grab half of it there and save it. This is the one that had spun off. The adapter broke the keyway right off, and it didn't stop there. It ended up breaking the keyway. So Joe, you send me your or email me, and I'll give you a batch of stickers if you haven't already done so. And so the adapter that came in for this thing, I got it on Amazon, but it was Bill's place. You guys want a discount? I don't know Bill. I'm sure he's a nice guy. This is a place in Missouri. You go to Bill's Place shop.com and use RC5 off and get a discount and free shipping. So Bill, I hope you get some business. I don't endorse Bill. I don't know Bill. I've gotten some wheel bearings from him before for Turos, and just coincidentally, this adapter I ordered was from his fine warehouse. So that's that. Thanks, Joe. So let's start looking at this thing. But before we do, like I said yesterday, inventory's down. I got up at 6:43 this morning. I wanted to try to knock a couple out. I knocked out a standard Craftsman pusher and finished it up. And 2 seconds later, guy pulls up. I recognize him. He's got a lawn service. I says, I'm really out of stock. I don't have much left. So he ended up taking it right then and there, and I sold it for $160. So this came in a couple days ago on this Power Smart. I gave $10 trade. Well, those people messaged me yesterday, said they couldn't get their silver deck started and could they bring it back, something about the handle. So they just left a few minutes ago. So they brought it out. Same setup as this, actually, for the safety brake. Apparently the bar fell off or fell on the ground. I don't know how. But they put it back together. They put the hole for the cable on this side. They had switched the bar totally opposite, and so they, of course, it wasn't grabbing nothing. So then they said, well, we're pulling the bar and nothing's happening. So I just thought that just goes to show some people aren't mechanically inclined. So the thing's off backwards. There's no hole to put this cable in. They didn't have the I don't know, what would you say, common sense to switch it around so you could put the cable back in the hole. And it was 2 of them, husband and wife. So we unloaded. I see the hole over here. I see the cable here. And I thought, what in the hell? So right in front of him, switched it over, pulled it back, primed it, and it started on one pull. It was a Briggs and Stratton. I think they must have felt foolish. I told him to put a little zippy tie here or a bread wrapper or something. Maybe that would help it. But it looked like it had tension on both sides. I don't know, maybe he ran into a tree and knocked the bar out of the hole. So as a backup, I thought, well, I'll give him this back. This is the one that had oil, water and oil mixed. So I asked him, I says, it had like half the crankcase was water. I said, do you keep it outside? He said, no. So I don't know, maybe he had a contaminated container. Here comes the mailman. Okay, it's a bill. White envelope's a bill. So let's get back over to this. I got a lot of projects going on and I got to keep plowing ahead. So I'm down to basically two machines over there, a Crafty and a Lawn Boy. So I guess that's a good position to be in. So I kind of looked at this one already. There was no blade. I didn't know that. And I don't know if I stole the plug on it when I was messing around with something else, but no plug. I'm going to put a China plug on it. And we'll see what happens. Okay, cockroach turds there, and they ate part of the paper right there. Doesn't look dirty. What year is this? La-di-da, 2015, Troy-Bilt 725. Let me try to give you model number. 1888, tough shit, Lowe's Service Advantage. This happens to be the 1-2 Alpha Victor Bravo 2 Alpha 3711. Serial 1 Hilo 265 Kilo 31478. So why did they dump this thing? It's got enough oil in it to start. Maybe fuel. Okay, what do we want to do first? Okay, let's flip it over. It's a bow tie adapter, and I just grabbed a bow tie real quick. I think it may be a 20-inch, but this calls for a 21. I just want to do my assessment first, and then I'll deal with the right blade. This thing's got a lot of rusty water stains on it for some reason. I don't know why. So blade's missing. What does that tell you? Did they hit a granite tombstone? Okay, belt's on there. Little wiggly there, but that's fine. Yeah, I think I'm an inch short. So I gotta try to make tracks and get my inventory back up. I guess that's a good problem to have, but I hate telling people no, I don't have any. Or somebody messaged me. I say, yeah, I got it. They show up tomorrow, and I've already sold it this afternoon. And they get pissed. But if I've got 12 to 15, I just put them onto another machine. I'm just going to have to start telling people, give me a week. If you still need one, you can come out and look. Okay, it's going to have to come off in the short order. Wheel tread looks good. So just a hunch that they had some shitty fuel. Let me get a turkey baster and we'll just take a look. What the hell? I got a can. Okay, that was a good draw. I don't see any water. Looks like straight fuel. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to lean it back so the water goes to the back, in the back and the bottom. No, I don't see any water, and it looks very clear and not cloudy. Okay, time for my cheap China carburetor free spark plug. No name, no marking that says China. It's the F6 Tango Charlie. I guess we could ground it out. Why don't we do that? We'll ground it out against this rusty cage on the muffler, and hopefully we get sparky. Okay, I gotta get a clip for the bail bar. Okay. So I hope you guys are having good sales. I'm just kind of kicking myself in the pants for not having a better stockpile. You know what I mean? Because nobody's got mowers for sale. They're all scooped up. And what's being advertised doesn't run, and they want money for it. Oh, okay. Well, that explains it. I kept looking here when I was looking at the oil. I thought, oh, that's rusty. There's no pull cord. We can't do crap. So that's why this thing crapped out. No wonder the fuel looks so clean. So we're gonna do it anyway, because I have the cover off of that other snake bite machine. I'm just gonna steal the recoil off of that. Sorry guys. I think it's a Torx. What do we need? A Torx 25. I don't know why they make it difficult. Why not just put a Phillips head in here? Harvey and Helen don't have Torx at home. Come on, guys. So this just may be a broken pull cord. We may get lucky with this. Look at all the rusty. Yeah, I see it right here. It broke off right at the knot. So I just got to rewind it, put new rope. But in the meantime, let me snatch the other recoil. I should have been better prepared, but I'm not. You guys know that. I just run on the fly. Go to the fridge and get a refreshment. Let me get organized. I need a 5/16 or a 8mm. I've been messing with some other machines, so I got tools all over the place. Here it is. Here's my 8. Scrapper that delivers showed up. He called me yesterday, says, hey, I got a Murray deck. It should fit one of the machines I just sold. He sold me a Murray and a yard machine. He said it's in better shape than the yard machine deck, which just came in. I think they're about in the same condition, actually. There's some holes in this one. Blades look fine. Pulley's turned. It's got a belt on it, so I gave $20 for it. Because as you know, the decks are thin now and they wear out, and you can pick up a decent machine for cheap if it's got a rusted out deck and you do a little switchy. Okay, 725 series, the 380716, that may be the part number. I think I have a new one of these in stock. I hope I do. I think I bought a couple from AliExpress last year. I hope I didn't use them. But I don't think that's an issue with this. I'm not going to replace it with a aftermarket. I'm just going to rewind the spring. I think the spring is good. So what else is happening? Oh, Ukrainian couple came out, a daughter and her father. So they messaged me. They wanted to look at a Craftsman with a bag. I just sold that this morning. So I brought out a Craftsman without a bag and with a bag. They wanted the bagger. So he says, oh, my English isn't good, but we're able to communicate. So I says, do you need a container? He didn't understand container. So I grabbed a red gas can. I says, do you need one? So I gave him a 5-gallon gas can with the deal. So they were thankful. I wrote down the gas, the Wawa non-ethanol, and I handed it to him so they could get the right gas. That's about all I could do. I couldn't really give him any other briefings. It had to be minimal. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's look at the broken one. It broke right there. So kind of crazy that whoever put this out just couldn't buy these. Like I said, you can buy these. They're 20, 25 bucks. Okay, the spring isn't catching. I'm going to pull it apart. We may have a broken end here where it grabs the little hooky. So I may need maybe another one. You can hear the clicky clicky. It's just freewheeling. Okay, so that's that. Let's put this thing back on. You never know what you're going to find in a box of chocolates. Okay, I don't need those. I need these three. So maybe they had another machine, so they swiped the blade. They thought, oh, we'll just save the blade. It's going to the street anyway. Mouse will get what we can off of it. So 95% sure this will start. You guys let me know what you think. Come up with a figure in your mind. If the fuel isn't outdated or got water in it, which I don't think it does because I took a sample, I couldn't find a trace of water. I think we're in good shape. I can give you the Briggs number. So if it does start and run, we gotta paint this up. That looks awful. Why so much rust and then rusty water stains? Rooted in America, but not made in America. What other word could they use besides rooted? Planted in America, if it's not made here. Assembled in America. Okay, let's get it going, and then I'll read you the serial number. Don't let me forget that. Okay, so now that we got this on, now it's time for Sparky. Ground it out. I'll ground it out on the wafer. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're cooking. I may have stolen the plug. I kind of remember in one of the videos I was walking around looking for a Champion RC12YC. I might have swiped it off of this one. Okay, let's remove the torque so that those torque screws so those don't bounce around and I lose them. So this may be a good one to knock out really quick. If it starts. Okay, so upon further inspection, the thermostatic linkage is in front of the knobby for the choke. It goes back there. I mentioned it before, but there's issues with the choke getting caught up here on the steel. Some people file it down with a bastard file on the plastic, and or you could grab some channel locks and just pull this out a little bit so this doesn't lock up in that position. The full open, because you go to start it with full open, it's might not start in your location. Okay, plug's tight. We can try this crap box. Okay, that's on. I heard it click. One more time for oil. Checky. We're almost at the top hole. I don't want to burn it up first thing with lack of lubrication. So I got my fingers crossed. You guys got your percentages in your little brains. I say 95% chance. And 100% chance the front wheel drive works because I got action in the cable. So I'm going all out here. 95% it starts, 100% we got drive capabilities. Let me put the rope in the grabber hook. Okay, here we go. One pull, Annie. Oh, good compression, but nothing. Little rattly. Well, that stinks. I was correct on the drive system. We must have shitty fuel or dirty fuel. Darn it. It's getting better. Okay, full choke, which it should be because it didn't heat up yet. Gosh darn it. I'm going to try it one more time. Maybe there was condensation in the cylinder. I'm going to keep pulling it a couple more. I'm going to pull it a couple more times. Gosh darn it. Okay, finally started. I was waiting for the thermostatic wafer to heat up and go full open, which it is now. I was kind of hesitating right here, and then finally warmed up. So when the wafer cools down, it's going to pull this back down to full closed, and that process will keep working as you start this thing. It'll heat up and go to full open choke. So it's still got a rough idle. You could hear it missing, kind of coughing and puking. I may go through the carb anyway and start there. We may have valves out of adjustment, so I'm just going to keep plowing ahead, do the carb, see if that makes a difference. Don't know how long this thing was sitting before it was put to the street. If I don't get satisfaction out of that, if it still runs crappy, I'll look at the valves. Probably valves have never been touched. 2015, Harvey the homeowner generally doesn't do any kind of maintenance. You can't even get them to change oil or filters, let alone do a valve adjustment. The Briggs and Stratton original filter, probably original. So let me give you the engine number. They stamped it here. Date of manufacture 2015. Hopefully I can read it, or I can go to the tank. Okay. No, it's kind of blurry. It's 106 Mike 02 maybe 0004. I don't know, Bravo 2. I'm going to go over there and read it off of that sticker. So I guess I won my percentage. It finally started, but I was worried there. This thing was going to be a dud. It could have dudded out on us. Okay, it's the engine model 104 Mike 0200. How many zeros are there? 1, 2, 3, 2, and then 3 zeros. 4 Frank 1. I'll put that down below. The serial number is 15. The first 2 digits in the serial is the year, so 2015. 15060958134006. So this is a good candidate for restoration. I'll get rid of that black flaky paint, repaint it so it's shiny with gloss black. You know the deal. Do the Lawrence Carroll right here on the scuff marks where they were getting too close to the concrete edging. Shine it here. It's got some sun fading. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy for 20 bucks. That's what I paid for it. Surprised I didn't notice the recoil was toast. But I'm going to put all the blame on Mr. Cluck. If he does that again, he's fired. You always blame your subordinates. If there's a screw up, never take responsibility yourself. It's always somebody else's fault. Mr. Cluck's clucking around. He should not be. Okay, I'm going to do this right now while it's fresh in my mind. I'm going to pull this apart, see if it has the hook on the spring on the centerpiece. Maybe it's broken. If it just needs to be rewound, I'll do the hooky dooky. Well, hell, let's just do it now. No sense in messing around. This is not a time to be messing around. I found one of these in the grass recently. I must have had a bad day if I lost it in the sand and couldn't find it. Okay, let's see what we got. Just going to work out this white clip. It's got a spring on it. Both pawls are in place. Pull up on this. Yeah, it's salvageable. I'll show you. I'll try to straighten that out. That might be our issue, but the hook is still there. I gotta remove that, but when you start bending this stuff, it's really brittle. This might break by the time I get it straight again. So what's going to happen is that little hooky dooky is going to go right there. Hook around that. This is just plastic here. Sometimes these will actually break off. So the spring just freewheels. It doesn't have this knob to hook up. Okay, that's enough of that. Tip your waitress and wait staff. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. Like I said, I'm happy. It started. My 95% chance of starting worked, and then the front wheel drive worked. This is going to be a good candidate on the Troy-Bilt. I may even have a bag for this. Sell it as a complete bagger. I'm thinking in the $250 range because that's what people have been paying. Or $240, $230, but $250 would be good. Somebody's got a Turo advertised for $265. So if I do $250, then I'll get some action. You guys have a good one. Adios, amigos. Thanks for coming out. Sayonara.